This next comic coming to the stage, plays all over town, got a lot of pizzazz, I'd like to say. Give it up for... I just heard some hilarious laughter back there. Michael Cornacchia. Pizzazz, right? You got pizzazz? Hey everybody, how are you? You guys, I lost 60 pounds. And I took all my fat clothes to the, right here, what's that place called?
Buffalo Exchange.
No, Buffalo Exchange. Because I did bring stuff to the Jewish Center and they take it and they give you a tax write-off, but I wanted to see if I could sell some of my nice jackets. So I took it to the Buffalo Exchange and they told me that I have no style. I gave them all my jackets and they said, she goes, okay, we're going to reject these because of style. And I was like, what does that mean? She goes, well, we don't really sell jackets here. And I looked around and they didn't. Everyone at the Buffalo Exchange wears what everybody else was wearing the day before. That's it. It's all t-shirts, it's all jackets. So I went over to Crossroads on Santa Monica and I sold 2 jackets for 20 bucks, people. It cost me $200 each, but I got 20 bucks out of it. Or a store credit for $32.50. I took the 20 bucks. So I just got back from Michigan. I shot a horror film out in Michigan, you guys. And the director is here. It's his 40th birthday. His name is Kai. And the rest of the cast came out. We spent, I was there for 5 weeks in the middle of Michigan. I'd never been there before in my life. I had never seen a real gun before in my life. And the day I showed up, there were 45 in a closet next to me as I slept in a bed. There was one moment where I remember the woman we were staying at, she was making ranch dressing. And then there was a call on the walkie-talkie that said, Dee Dee, go get my pashmina. And I was like, what the fuck is that? So she's like, okay, drops the ranch, goes into the bedroom, comes out with a trombone. I'm thinking it's a trombone. It's a case, a trombone case. Puts it on the couch, opens it up, and there's a rifle right there, humongous rifle. And she goes, this isn't the pashmina, which I don't think is the name of the gun, but that's what I'm going to call it. I don't think this is the pashmina. So then she goes into the bedroom again and comes out with yet 3 more trombone cases. Opens them up, and there are 3 fully loaded rifles in front of my face. And she's like, I don't know which one he wants. I don't know which one he wants. I mean, so many guns. I went to get a broom behind the dishwasher, and I pulled out a rifle. I'm not even fucking kidding. I mean, this is Michigan, people. This is deer country. We have beans, rice, and deer every fucking day. Have you ever eaten deer? Well, I ate plenty of it. I ate so much deer, I crapped out Bambi. I'm not even kidding. It was crazy. You know, we're shooting a horror movie, right? So we had, we lived on this property. 18 days we shot, okay? 21 days we lived together. There were 27 crew members, 10 actors, including 3 aliens, okay? And the aliens, we sort of Greg Brady'd it, you know? Remember the Greg Brady episode when he became a rock star and it was only because he fit the costume well? We found some 4'11" women who could fit into our little alien costumes. And they had panic attacks. They couldn't breathe, they couldn't see, they started to cry. And in the middle of making this movie, I'm like, that's all we need! We need crying aliens! I mean, Jesus Christ! I'm in the middle of nowhere, sleeping with guns on my ass, there's chipmunks going in my car. What the fuck? I got a crying alien? I mean, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, I got a harness and a cable shoved up my ass. I'm being pulled through the woods of Michigan while these 2 aliens are on either side of me pulling me or pretending to pull me as I'm getting yanked. And I look up and I'll never be able to see a horror movie the same way again. Because I look up at this terrifying looking alien who's grabbing me and pulling me and I'm like, oh my God, this is great, screaming, get off me, get away, get away! And the alien's menacing and walks right into a tree and starts to cry, get off me, get off me, get off me! And I was like, I'm just gonna stay on the ground because we're gonna be here all night, 6 hours. This one alien, this girl, I'm like, so have you ever done this kind of work before? I mean, these costumes, like this great makeup effects artist guy from Hollywood made these costumes. They got to glue them on them. She's like, yeah, I played a boy once in a play. I had to wrap my chest down. I was like, same thing. It was unfucking-believable. It was insane. And my favorite part about the whole thing is, you know, I drove out there. We drove out there 2,400 miles from LA to Michigan, because this is low budget, and my car was in the movie. And since it was low budget, nobody was making any money, so I had to really supply the weed for the crew and myself to keep us happy. So I had 2.5 ounces of marijuana in these jars stuck in my fucking car with alien costumes and camera equipment and the director, who I said, you need to drive with me so you can smoke your cigarettes while I smoke my weed, and if we get pulled over, we're fucked. I mean, I got pulled over in Michigan by a cop. I dropped off one of the actors at the airport. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm driving back. I'm looking at my GPS. I'm like, great, everything's great. You know, I'm smoking a little bit, whatever, having a good time. Next thing I know, I look at my GPS and it's like, you're 3 hours away from your destination. It's like, this has got to be wrong. This has got to be wrong. For 45 minutes to an hour, I drove on a road with nobody. I mean, I felt like I was in one of those cartoons where the background keeps going, you know? Like the trees kept coming. I felt claustrophobic outdoors. I was like, I'm the only one here! I'm the only one here! I'm the only one here! Like nobody else was in Michigan, because nobody else is in Michigan. Literally, we went across the fucking street. It was 30 minutes to go across the street to the neighbor to get his animals. He was a hunter, and we decided to hang all these mounted animals throughout our cabin. It was going to make it all haunted. He had a fucking 2 deer's heads, and their antlers were crisscrossed. And I was like, I'm getting out my video camera and I'm interviewing you. His name was Dave, but I called him Dan for the first 20 minutes. I mean, insane, right? So we're in the middle of nowhere. We're eating beans, rice, and deer. We got aliens walking into trees and crying. But people, we made a I didn't want to curse. A movie. It was awesome, you guys. I'm so excited. I thank everybody who was involved with it. It really was one of the most amazing experiences. And it wasn't as exciting as my job, because on the weekends I entertain children at birthday parties. And I'm going to end on this joke because it is just fantastic. I started doing these parties about 12 years ago. And one of the first parties I did, I was Darth Vader in the hood, like literally in the middle of South Central Los Angeles. I show up in my car, I put on this phenomenal Darth Vader costume that the company I worked for decided to give me. You know, and it's beautiful. I mean, a Darth Vader mask, I got the cape, I'm tall. I pull up, I look at the house that I'm to do the birthday party in, and in the center of the house is a gigantic hole where there should be a door. And in that house are 45,000 screaming children who see me and start running out of the hole screaming, Darth Vader here! Darth Vader here! You ain't nobody! Darth Vader nobody! So I step onto the property, I look around for the parents, they're nowhere to be seen. I walk around the back, they're all there smoking asbestos. And I'm thinking, what can I do for the hour with these children? Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll make balloon lightsabers for all the little kiddies. So I'm like, who wants a balloon lightsaber? They're like, I do, Darth Vader, I want a balloon lightsaber. I'm like, sit down, and they're screaming and yelling and everything. So I pull out my balloons, I pull out my balloon pump, and I take off my Darth Vader gloves to make the balloon animals, and then it got really quiet. And I heard, Darth Vader white. Darth Vader white. I mean, I was like, what the fuck? And the guy I work for, right? He's like, well, did you explain to the children that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker? I was like, shut the hell up. Let me whip out my Skywalker family tree and explain to these children. They wanted James Earl Jones, my friend. I mean, I was scared. Almost as scared as the time I was the Dalmatian dog for the Filipinos and I thought they were going to eat me. Try it. Try it. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Cornacchia, thank you so much for coming out.